It's a part of a doubleheader of wrestling action on October 12th when PWX partners with Evolve Wrestling for one exciting night of action. As we have seen before, anything can happen and anyone can show up when the stars of PWX and the stars of Evolve are under the same roof at the same time. And anything can and truly will happen when PWX presents Lights Out on Saturday, October 12th. I'm Brett Wolverton with your Lights Out update. Coming out of Too Close for Comfort, there was a ton of buzz and controversy surrounding the conclusion of the main event where Slim J successfully retained the PWX World Heavyweight Championship against the Syndicate's TJ Boss. Chaos ensued after the contest, but when the smoke cleared and the dust settled, Slim J was proclaimed still PWX World Heavyweight Champion. Now Slim J, in an unprecedented move, has issued an open challenge to anyone on the Evolve roster for a PWX World Heavyweight title shot at Lights Out. Who from the Evolve roster will show up and accept the open challenge? Could it be AR Fox, Josh Briggs, Kurt Stallion, or perhaps even the Evolve Heavyweight Champion Austin Theory? That's right, we could potentially see champion versus champion at Lights Out. This may be the most intriguing and definitely the most gutsy move by any PWX World Heavyweight Champion in company history. Slim J seemingly has had foes coming at him from all angles. We know Jason Cade is currently the holder of the Opportunity Knocks contract that he can cash in at any time for a PWX World title match. As if Slim didn't already need eyes in the back of his head, my broadcast colleague Kevin Kelly recently caught up with Slim J for an interview where another mysterious obstacle reared its ugly head for the PWX World Heavyweight Champion. Let's take a look.
What? What is this?
Just Slim J, your past is mine.
What is this right here?
Bounty is live?
Come on.
I don't know anything about this.
I don't need this.
I'm sorry. Where did that note come from? Slim!
Who could possibly be behind this mysterious bounty that is now on the head of the PWX World Heavyweight Champion, Slim J? As if the champion needed something else on his plate. He's got Jason Cade lurking in the background with the Opportunity Knocks contract. This mysterious bounty on his head by someone who obviously doesn't want Slim J as the world champion. And now this open challenge to the entire Evolve roster. One has to wonder if Slim J is trying to prove something to the PWX fans. Now, if I know Slim J like I think I do, he will wrestle on October 12th with a chip on his shoulder, just like he has for the last 19 years. I just hope the PWX champion Slim J isn't in over his head. One man that we know will not be accepting that open challenge of Slim J will be Evolve's Eddie Kingston, when Kingston teams with a fellow member of the Unwanted, representing Evolve to take on the new #1 contenders to the PWX Tag Team titles, Drew Adler and Tracer X. With their win over the Lethal Enforcers in a 2 out of 3 falls match at Too Close for Comfort, Tracer X and Drew Adler are now the new team in line for a shot at the PWX Tag Team Champions, The Revolt, Zane Riley and Caleb Conley. But before we get there, Adler and Tracer will have to get past the unwanted team of Eddie Kingston and, well, at this point we're not sure who Kingston will choose from the unwanted to be his partner. Could it be Joe Gacy, former Cruiserweight Classic competitor Sean Maluda, or perhaps someone the PWX fan base is very familiar with in Colby Carino? The choice is completely up to Kingston, and at press time, he isn't speaking or revealing his hand. Adler and Tracer are at a distinct disadvantage, not knowing who Kingston will choose as his partner. No matter the partner Kingston chooses, we are promised a tag team classic on October 12th. The Revolt will be standing idly by, and one has to assume that they will be paying close attention to the outcome of this tag team match at Lights Out, with their eyes firmly peeled on their next challengers, Tracer X and Drew Adler. While on the subject of the Revolt, following their successful title defense at Too Close for Comfort, we all saw a shocking and very vile and heinous attack by the Southern Savior John Schuyler on his former tag team partner, Mr. PWX Ethan Case. The attack was so heinous we can't possibly even show it here on the update desk, but even more disgusting were the remarks that Schuyler made about Case and his family following the attack. Folks, a bombshell announcement. We now know that when PWX returns to Albemarle, North Carolina on November 23rd for What Doesn't Kill You Makes You Stronger, we will see a rematch from this year's Rise of a Champion when John Schuyler meets Mr. PWX Ethan Case. But before we get there, both Schuyler and Case will be on hand and in attendance at Lights Out to cross the T's and dot the I's and make the match official for November 23rd, when PWX returns to Albemarle, North Carolina. Will we get some answers from Schuyler on what led to this heinous attack, physically and verbally, on Case? What brought all of this on? And in a question that honestly makes me feel very uncomfortable to even ask, what will happen when these two bitter rivals are under the same roof at the same time? It's a battle of the super heavyweights. The big man on campus, TJ Boss, will clash with the near 7-foot-tall monster, Logan Creed. In an absolute shocking and very much controversial finish to the PWX World Title match at Too Close for Comfort, the initial belief was that TJ Boss had actually won the PWX World Heavyweight Championship. However, due to outside interference from fellow syndicate members Montana Black and Jason Cade, the title win was overturned by senior official Kevin Pierce, and the match was restarted, with Slim J picking up the eventual win to retain the championship. Following the final decision, all hell broke loose when the syndicate hit the ring to attack Slim J on behalf of Jason Cade, who appeared to be well on his way to cashing in the Opportunity Knox contract. Before Cade could cash in the contract, it was the 7-foot-tall newcomer, Logan Creed, who made the save for Slim J, taking out Montana Black, TJ Boss, and eventually even the Tommy Thomas. Now the match has been signed and these two monsters will collide at Lights Out. It's like King Kong versus Godzilla when these two big behemoths collide on October 12th. Which monster will stand tall as the victor? Find out at Lights Out. Now, we do understand that due to the controversy surrounding the main event at Too Close for Comfort, PWX matchmakers have decided that for the duration of the Logan Creed TJ Boss match at Lights Out, with the exception of the Tommy Thomas, who has a manager's license, the entire syndicate will be banned from ringside. No Jason Cade, no Montana Black, no Savannah Evans. Talk about an even playing field. I commend matchmakers for trying to ensure that what happened in the main event at Too Close for Comfort will not happen at Lights Out. A return match from Too Close for Comfort when Corey Hollis looks to redeem himself as he clashes with Josh Powers. Powers shocked the world when he defeated Hollis at Too Close for Comfort. Powers attacked the injured hand of Hollis, which led to an eventual win for Powers. Fans immediately questioned whether or not this was a fluke victory for Powers, but Hollis promised not to make any excuses, including that injured hand, and promises to gain a measure of revenge on Josh Powers at Lights Out. Hollis has experienced setbacks before in his career. Can he bounce back, or will it be Josh Powers that goes 2-0 against Corey Hollis? In another Too Close for Comfort shocker, we saw a brand new ITV champion crowned in the Fatal 4-Way when Cam Carter captured his first singles championship on the PWX main roster. However, Carter did not pin the champion Saeed El Sabah to capture the title. Given the nature of the rules of a Fatal 4-Way, the champion does not have to be involved in the final decision to lose the championship. Thus, the decision stands, and Cam Carter is now the new ITV champion. Given the outcome of that Fatal 4-Way, PWX matchmakers deemed it only fair to sign this return match for Lights Out. If Cam Carter wants to retain the ITV championship, this time he will have to go straight through the former champion, Saeed El Sabah, this time 1-on-1. Women's action to take place at Lights Out when Lindsay Snow tangles with the debuting Shotzi Blackheart. Lindsay Snow shocked PWX fans back at Legend when she tapped out the cannibal of the syndicate, Savannah Evans. In a huge shocker, Evans has been seeking revenge on Snow ever since. And Evans has these words for Snow following her win at Too Close for Comfort.
Savannah Evans makes history. All right, let's think about this for a second. War Games, the first ever woman inside the cage. Pure 17, the first ever women's match on Pure. And tonight I took out 2 women. 2. That's what I call dominance. And PWX keeps wanting to throw all these women at me, keep feeding me competition. There is no competition for me. I am the PWX women's division. But there is one woman that I want. Lindsay Snow, you wanted to come into my house and try to embarrass me? I am the alpha. You're the omega. So I want you to come back to PWX. I'm inviting you back because I have a whole lot to prove. I'm not gonna tap this time. This time it'll be different. This time I will devour you.
Snow looks to continue her wave of momentum with a win at Lights Out over Shotzi Blackheart. Shotzi is making her PWX debut, but the California native is a standout in the Shimmer, Shine, and Rise promotions, and looks to also become a standout at PWX with a victory over Lindsay Snow. Coming up in the month of January in 2020 will be the 5th annual X16 Tournament. 16 of the best wrestlers around the world will battle it out in a 2-day single elimination tournament, all for a shot at the PWX World Heavyweight Championship and the right to hold the 2020 X16 Tournament trophy. Over the course of the next several shows, we will slowly start to see some of the field of 16 revealed in a series of qualifying matches starting on October 12th at Lights Out when Harlem Globetrotter Bravado meets the self-proclaimed only true heavyweight in PWX, classless Mason Miles. Bravado has suffered a series of heartbreaking losses, one after the other, in 2019. He was the runner-up in Battlefield X. He was the man that suffered the pinfall loss on behalf of Team PWX back in War Games. And Bravado perhaps suffered his biggest loss back at Legend with a pinfall loss to New Japan Pro Wrestling's Rocky Romero. Bravado clearly did some soul-searching following the loss at Legend, even refusing to talk to my broadcast colleague Chastity Taylor following the defeat before storming out of the Grady Cole Center. Bravado put out a cryptic post on social media once the match was announced for Lights Out, stating, "I've got to win, because I don't know what I'm going to do if I don't. Tick tock." What does all this mean for Bravado? Is it some sort of race against the clock? Hopefully we'll have more answers on October 12th. Mason Miles, on the other hand, was last seen being beaten pillar to post by Impact Wrestling's Moose. But the delusional Mason Miles is somehow claiming that he actually manhandled Moose and still remains the only true heavyweight in PWX. All I can say is, at least he's persistent. It's a match both men must win here at Lights Out, and neither can afford to lose. Miles meets Bravado. The winner becomes the very first man to qualify for the prestigious 2020 X16 Tournament. Lights Out takes place Saturday, October 12th at Cabarrus Arena with a 3 p.m. bell time. Tickets for Lights Out start at just $5 to $15 for general admission. Don't forget to stick around for Evolve, featuring meet and greets with NXT superstars and former PWX guests Johnny Gargano, Tommaso Ciampa, Cassius Ohno, Cameron Grimes, and more, followed by the action of Evolve at 8 p.m. 7 big matches, titles to be decided, questions to be answered, and a personal rivalry that is a powder keg ready to explode. It all comes your way October 12th when PWX goes Lights Out. For the Event Center, I'm Brett Wolverton.